Good morning, everyone. This is my first ever YouTube video, and I am excited to show you my 2026 planner all-in-one, the Midori Hibino. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have already seen videos on what the Midori Hibino looks like, so I'm not going to go through that today. And just as a preliminary setup so far, this is what I've done. So let me flip the page open. I am going back to school to get another degree, and I thought to get these as a way to mark down my class due dates and whatnot. I added this page in here because I use a lot of sticky notes in my setup, and I just kind of need a landing page for my sticky notes. I put the Midori calendar one here. I'm not really sure what to use it for, but I know I want to use it for something. Since I use this one to track my period, I've had some ideas on maybe doing like a mental health thing, but not 100% sure yet, but I know I want it. And on the next page, to cover up the 2027 calendar, I put in a 2026 goals that I just quickly made on Canva. And my goal this year is one planner, all in one. To reduce the amount of stickers that I have. I already started, but I want to reduce it more, aka use them more. I also want to reduce the amount of washi tape I have. So these two are kind of also a hey, no buy or very, very low buy for 2026 in terms of stickers and washi tape. I taped it in a way where I can still look at it. I can't see the title, but I could look at it more or maybe put notes behind it if I need to. This page is the future log page, and I actually use this to set up, or no, I'm not sorry, not set up, to write down any dates that my husband and I have. So if it's a new place, I'm going to mark it in pink. If it's a repeat, I'm going to mark it in black. But I did this for last year's Hibino as well, and I thought it was really nice, a nice way to remember all of our dates. For the December 2025 calendar, I used it as kind of a key log. Even though I know what it means, I just wanted to use up this space for something. So I decided to put all of my stamps on here, all of my symbols, and wrote down every single one and what they mean. Orange is just for the current month, and this is what my January looks like so far. February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. Now for my January 2027, I actually use this as a landing page for a lot of my notes that I reference throughout the year. Since the Hibino doesn't have a ton, they have a couple of note pages in the back, but it's already being used for something else. I like to use the January as a insert page for all of my notes. I'm really into team fight tactics, so I actually have marked down everything for the set 16 and if I've won it or not. And the classes are on this side, origins on that side. And you can see this is January 2027. I also have a running list of things I want to watch off of certain ones. So there's anime, Disney Plus, HBO, Hulu, Netflix, and Prime. And then back here, I made a page for all of the freezer food that I have and all the pantry food. I'm trying to be better about not having too much stuff in those places because I tend to forget and they just go bad. So far so good for 2026, but still working through the list and whatnot. And I do add it throughout the year as well in case I like refill on something or just add something new. And then I have my little sticky note here. I have these Midori dot markers and I use them to just quickly notate good sleep versus bad sleep, good work day versus a bad work day, good mental health day versus a bad one, and good physical day versus a bad physical day, like headaches or body aches or extreme fatigue, stuff like that. Okay, now this is generally what my day-to-day looks like. As you know, Midori Hibino is 2 pages per day, and I would say this is my general setup. I added these because I had them printed off a while ago and I didn't want to throw it away, so I cut them out, kind of use it as a sticker. And I always have this side available for my work schedule. I like to have this little, what's it called, a pie chart, so that way I can keep track of how I spent my day. I have dinner, you know, dinner plans, I guess, like what I anticipate making for dinner tonight, what media I watched today, and what game I played today. Uh, this one is a little pen stamp, and that's tasks, usually regarding my animals or myself or things that have to get done today. These are just tasks like a running list that could be moved over. If it has the symbol here, that means it's a holiday. But yeah, usually like any major holidays, etc., or paydays, I usually stamp up here. Whereas in this section that I stamp is like this is my mortgage, and I'll write down notes on the side of it. You're wondering what those are? Those are technically ink bottles, but I use them to mark if I drank enough water bottles today. This is technically where you would mark the weather, but I changed it to mark my habits really quick. I just use a color pencil and color a circle over it. Up here is usually my husband's schedule. And then on the right-hand side, it's most of the time it's blank, but I'll have like a sticky note that I continue using throughout the week. And in this case, this is my list of food that I have planned for this week. I have my sleep time tracker stamp, and then I have breakfast, lunch, and dinner that I like to mark. This is kind of a newer thing. Well, not super new, but newer. I really like Sleepy Notes Club printables. So instead of using a Peanuts Planner Co. sticky note, like with the little monthly calendar, I decided to print this off and kind of tape it in. So it almost uses it as a tab. And I think it makes it a little more fun, a little more colorful. And I usually mark my spending days. So if it's an X, that means I spent. If it's a check mark, that means I did not spend that day. And then I also just love this one where it's January wins, because sometimes I forget that good things happen and I want to record it somewhere. So that's usually what the first of each month will look like. I'll always have this tab. And just as another example of a different day. So yeah, this is the general layout. I absolutely love this stamp from the Coffee Monster Co. I use it to notate, hey, today is a planning day. I usually plan my next week on Fridays. So I do work, personal, and my husband's schedule. And yeah, maybe there'll be another page where it'll be easier to see. Ah, yes. Here we go. So yeah, this is the general layout that I repeat every day. Some days have a little more stuff, some days have a little less. It just kind of depends. But I would say this is a general basis. Like I said, I really love sticky notes, so I always add those in somehow. Like on Friday, for example, this is a sticky note for groceries in case I run low on something or I think of a meal idea. I want to just like write it down really quick. And I think that's it for setup. Hopefully I will work on more videos and do a weekly setup, like, from start to finish. So that way you guys have an idea. But in terms of the rest of 2026, this is what it looks like. So I have February, March, etc. Just going through. It pretty much just looks all the same, but I designated different colors for each month. And now to get to the back. So let me see. There we go. And I even have a little tab just to make sure. But I use the last few pages to mark my gift ideas. And again, I made these on Canva. And the way I glued them in, I only glued the inside part here. So that way I can still put sticky notes behind it if need to, in case I have extra notes or something. But I have all of my gifts listed in terms of month and the reason. So January is my mom's birthday. February is Valentine's Day, a gift from my husband. March is my dad's birthday, etc. I just keep going through. I forgot to put down my wedding anniversary because that just happened, and I made this, I think, before we got married. So, oopsie. And then there's more over here. My niece was born also after I made these, so I just add that sticky note in. And then I have this back side here. I kind of use it to house sticky notes. So these are just, hey, I was watching something and I didn't finish it. Let me get back to finishing it. I have delivery boxes just in case if I do decide to buy stuff and I'm waiting on it. I used to actually have this symbol stamped on every day, and I realized that's not realistic. I don't expect a delivery every day, so I instead put it on a sticky note. This is a Midori, I think they call it a condition stamp, but anyway, it's a health tracker, and it just kind of marks 3 different things, like health things that you're tracking, a little memo, date. I really like using this, especially when I got multiple ailments going on, and that way I just keep track of this, and anytime I see the sticky note, I know, okay, I was having a day. Let me look back at my notes and see if hopefully I've improved since then. And then I added another random page in here just as a quick tip in, because again, I need something to house all of my sticky notes. I use this bird one to mark things that I thought were really sentimental or meaningful to me that my husband did. You know, I'm a huge advocate for what's it called? Oh, like showing gratefulness. What's when you're like one good thing that happened every day, except like I specified it to my husband, and I thought this bird stamp was super cute. You can get this on jet pens, the stamp, and then I just put it on my sticky notes and I cut it out, and it's like little head is the sticky part. I also have this stamp, which I love the checkbox use of it, and I don't actually write the date. I just put a stamp symbol, and so this is like my food stuff. So meals I plan for the week. On this side, same date stamp, same checklist stamp, but I use a cleaning tool instead, and that's to symbolize like what weekly cleaning things I need to do. And then I do watch a lot of movies. So I use this movie list stamp and I mark down, various movies. So if let's say I started a movie on Monday and I didn't finish it, I'm going to also pull one of these. So that way I know, hey, you started a movie, but you didn't finish it. Let's go ahead and finish that up. But yeah, that is so far my 2026 planner. It is an all-in-one for me because I use it as a journal, brained up planner. I do it for work and personal. And I started this back in October 2025 after a very expensive year of trying out planners. So once I got it in 2025, I used it every day since, and I absolutely loved it. So it was a no-brainer that I'm going to do the same thing for 2026. I do plan on making another video on showing you my progress throughout 2025 and what that Midori Hibino looks like. It'll be pretty short because it's only October through December. And then also to talk about other planners that I tried and why it came down to this one. But anyways, hope you guys are having a great day, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. I'm very new, so any tips on my video or critiques, I would be open to that too. Please be nice. And that's it. Have a great day. Bye.